HubSpot workflow custom coded actions. So the first step is always to come into the HubSpot API documentation, is where you can get sample data. Even though you don't get sample data, but at least you can get some endpoint things like this. So as you can see, we have this one here. They're giving us an example. So we're looking for this. As you can see, we have that API key. And then after that, we have the way of pulling the information there, of executing the information. So now we're going to go to our workflow. So what you're going to need is, number one, the key. And then after that, you're going to need so you must make sure that your private app has a scope of contact to write and read. And then after that, you're going to need the ID. So for instance, you can delete the record so that you can get the object ID. So we're going to come here, record ID. You copy there, you're going to get something like that. So now here, I'm going to post a template. This is a template where we're going to always, so when you're doing workflow custom coded actions, those items, you don't need to memorize them. You know, those are the stuff that you can just have them here, where you put your library outside the main functions. And then after that, you have where you put your key, like your key there. Later, for instance, in this context here, we're going to have, let's say, proto a access. Access token, the same way that you have it there. So you have it, you put your key there, and then you're gonna have to put your record ID here. So in this context, we're using this one. So here they call it HS object ID. So it's better, prefer just to call it like the record ID. Record ID, lowercase underscore always. So we put it there. And then if we have later, for instance, more property here, we're going to call that property, and then we're going to just do comma, and then we put the name of the property as we're going to have it there. So you have it there, and then as you can see, we have a callback functions where we do the output field here, and then here we have the catch error. So we're using the try functions here. So now what you're going to do, we have a sync, we're going to use a wait, and then we're going to call our HubSpot here to access the CRM, and then we have contact, basic API, and then here we have archive. As you can see, we're now here because of what we want to delete. So we want to delete, we want to archive a contact. So which means that we need the ID of the contact, which is this one here, and then we're gonna paste it there. Yeah, so this is the way that you can have something like that. So here, if you want to put, let's say for instance, a variable there, and then delete it or archive data, archived contact record. Yeah, so you can have it like that. And then here we can say, we can put like the status here. For instance, like you can say status archived. Yeah, so you can have a status of archive there. So yeah, so this is the way that you set up your the ID. I mean, you set up you archive your data in HubSpot. So the next step, if you want to test it, is just by so by coming here into the test actions, is where you're gonna select the contact, and then you click test, and then the contact that is the contact that I'm gonna test with is that one that's gonna be deleted. So I cannot test it now for that. So yeah, so this is the way of doing that. As you can see, we have HubSpot clients, our ID there. our method there, and then .crm contact basic .archive, the same way that we have it here. The same way that we have it here. Absolute client.crm contact s batch API. Oh no, we're gonna use batch API here. Yeah. So yeah, you can use batch API or you can use basic API. So you have two methods of doing that. So if you want to put batch API, you put batch API or you put basic API. So if this is gonna happen like with a lot of contacts, this is the way that's gonna do it. But if you just say single contact or something like that, so you use basic. So you have two options there. So this is the way that HubSpot is giving us different way of doing that. And then as you can see, we have different endpoints. Archive. You can see we have archive batch contact. Retrieve a batch of contacts. We have it there. So yeah, as you can see, there is a different endpoint that you can use. All right, that's it. If you like this video, click on thumbs up and subscribe for more.